Hello everyone. Today we will talk about what happens if the plane.
Correct name. Air Force One is the call sign for any United States Air Force aircraft carrying the president. Most commonly, this term refers to two specially converted Boeing 747-200BS, model VC-25A, numbers 28,000 and 29,000. Call sign history. The term Air Force One was introduced for safety reasons in 1953 after an incident in which President Eisenhower's plane and a civilian flight were in the same airspace, both bearing similar call signs. Crew and home base. The aircraft is operated by the elite 89th Airlift Wing of the U.S. Air Force and is based at Andrews Air Force Base in Maryland. Defense and survival systems. This is the aircraft's main feature. Many details are classified, but the overall capabilities are impressive. Missile defense. The aircraft is equipped with an electronic warfare suite, which includes warning systems, systems for detecting missile launches based on the thermal emissions from their engines, countermeasures, radar jamming systems, as well as heat flares and chaff to deflect heat-seeking or radar-guided missiles. EMP protection. All electronics, approximately 383 kilometers of wiring, are shielded against electromagnetic pulses, EMPs, such as those generated by a nuclear explosion. Armor and filtration. The fuselage has a reinforced structure and armor, and the windows are bulletproof. The ventilation and oxygen systems can filter chemical and biological agents. Unlimited range. The presence of an in-flight refueling boom theoretically allows the aircraft to remain in the air for several days, which is critical in a crisis situation. Interior layout and capabilities. The interior of the aircraft is divided into zones for different tasks and groups of people: the president, aides, security, and the press. Level 1, lower deck. Purpose: baggage, food supplies, and galleys. Fun fact: the aircraft has enough food and water to feed up to 100 people and stay in the air for up to 3 days. Level 2, main deck. Purpose: the main working and living space. What's inside the presidential suite? Bedroom, office, bathroom, conference room, medical unit with operating room, staff and security quarters, and a press lounge. Fun fact: a doctor is always on board, and the medical unit is fully equipped for emergency situations. Level 3, upper deck. Purpose: the cockpit and the heart of the aircraft. A secure communications center. What is located? Equipment for encrypted communications, up to 85 telephones, satellite channels, allowing the president to govern the country, including issuing commands to strategic forces. Myths and reality. 1. Parachutes and ejection seats. There are none. In the event of an emergency, evacuation occurs through standard emergency hatches and inflatable slides. 2. Radar invisibility. The aircraft is not stealth. Its protection is active, jamming, decoys, not passive. 3. Weapons on board. This information is officially classified. It is known that an elite Secret Service unit is on board, capable of repelling a hijacking attempt. Secret modifications and onboard living. 1. Tanker for yourself. The in-flight refueling system operates in 2 modes. The aircraft can either receive fuel from a tanker or transfer it to another aircraft in flight, a unique feature for a passenger airliner. 2. Tentacle stairs. The aircraft has no built-in steps. It uses the airport's mobile steps, but for security reasons, the president always boards and exits through a special sealed, mobile staircase with enhanced security. 3. Flight attendant officers. The flight attendants and flight attendants are not civilians, but specially selected senior sergeants and master sergeants of the U.S. Air Force. Their official title is Flight Attendant, Special Air Missions. 4. Wartime meals. In addition to the restaurant menu, there's always a significant supply of emergency meals, MREs, on board, which don't spoil for years. 5. On-deck laundry. A full-fledged laundry facility is located on the lower deck, allowing the president and his entourage to remain airborne for as long as necessary without any problems. 6. First aid kit with antidote. In addition to the standard kit, the medical bay stores specific antidotes for potential poisons and chemical agents. 7. code names for everything. The president is referred to by a code name on board, Matter for Trump, Celt for Biden. Even the onboard restroom is codenamed Station 100. Unusual technical and historical facts. 1. Almost not a Boeing in the 1980s, the Reagan administration seriously considered purchasing a modernized McDonnell Douglas DC-10, but ultimately chose the Boeing 747 for its greater space and prestige. 2. A little Airbus. Although the airframe and engines are American, some avionics and systems, such as some hydraulics, were manufactured by European companies, including Airbus divisions. 3. A film collection, the media library is updated before each flight at the request of the presidential staff. Barack Obama is known to have frequently watched the series Modern Family, while George W. Bush enjoyed watching sports documentaries. 4. A secret color, the exact shade of blue in the livery, U.S. Air Force Blue, and the formula for the special paint, which better dissipates heat and partially absorbs radio waves, are state secrets. 5. Nearly impervious to hackers, communications and control systems are physically separated from the passenger entertainment network. Their core consists of closed, autonomous networks updated only from secure physical media, making a cyber attack virtually impossible. 6. Ghost plane. When the president flies short distances on AC-32, a modified Boeing 757, its call sign is Air Force One. But to distract attention, a second, identical C-32 often takes off earlier or later under the call sign Air Force Two, even though the vice president is not on board. Flight and logistics facts. Doubles for conspiracy to ensure maximum security. It is never announced in advance which of the two VC-25 as the president will fly on. Both aircraft are prepared simultaneously, and the route and flight schedule are kept strictly confidential. Decoy plane. During important visits, a double tactic may be used. Two identical VC-25s take off with a slight difference in time or even from different locations to confuse potential observers. Press late penalty. Journalists in the presidential press pool are required to arrive at the steps strictly at the appointed time. Even a minute late may result in their being denied boarding, and the plane will depart without them. 1 hour airborne rule. Standard protocol requires that a new president be in the air for the first hour of his or her inauguration on Air Force One. This ensures continuity of power in the event of a disaster during the inauguration. President's personal habits on board. Ronald Reagan loved handing out Jelly Belly candies to crew members and guests. His favorite licorice and cherry candies were always stocked on board. Bill Clinton was known for his late-night flights and spontaneous visits to the galley to chat with the staff. He would order a late dinner at 2 a.m. George W. Bush often organized marathons of watching TV
According
series
to Boeing,
like 24
the Air Force One has a
for his
length
crew
of
during long
231
flights.
feet 10
Barack
inches.
Obama
The
strictly
wingspan
observed
is
family time on
195
flights
feet
with his
and
wife
8
and
inches.
daughters.
It has
He
4
famously
engines
helped flight
with a
attendants
thrust rating
collect his
of
children's toys after landing.
56,700 pounds
Donald Trump
for each
preferred his
engine.
steaks well done
And
with
that's the
ketchup
reason why
and
it's
rarely
never a
left
good
his
idea
private
to
cabin
stand
during
behind the
flights,
airplane's
holding
engine.
meetings there. Joe
The
Biden,
plane's
a
maximum
well-known
takeoff
ice
weight
cream
is
fan, often ordered it for
833,000
dessert.
pounds
The crew
and can carry
specifically studied his preferences for flavors and
53,611
toppings.
gallons of